there's a lot of different people from a lot of different places, and so what I thought is I would just have people, and when I introduce you, I'll do it in groups. You can stand up or wave so people know where you are and who you are and all of that. I'm going to start with a group of people who are used to standing up and getting applause. Those are my friends and my mother's friends from the Oak Park Village Players and the Free Readers. I started with the Village Players in the 70s, and some of those relationships I still have today. About not quite 20 years ago, we started a group called the Free Readers Ensemble, where we do free readings the third Sunday of every month. And my mom became our official accountant. She is affectionately known as Casmer and Casmer Accounting. So, with the Free Readers and the Village Players, people please just stand and now, I think spread out are members of my mom's side of the family, the Juicies. My Uncle Roy and my Aunt Jane, who unfortunately died much too young and are not here, but they had 4 great kids, Kim, Carrie, Jay, and Kit. They are here with their kids, most of their kids. We have Kyle is here from Colorado, Tyler's here from Ohio, Adam is here from DeKalb, others are here from, they are spread out from Crete to Olympia Fields to Crystal Lake. So, and I also want to mention one of my mother's grandnephews, Carrie's son, Jonathan, who is in the service right now. He is in the Army. He's in Texas going through some training and will be leaving for Afghanistan after that. So please keep him in your prayers. Will the Juicies please stand up? You don't have to stand if you don't want. Now we have my dad's side of the family, the Baldaccis.
It's half the place.
What?
It's half the place.
Which is half the place.
Half the rest. You can always count on that.
The Baldaccis were part of my mother's life early in her life, and then they became part of her life again later in her life. They welcomed her back with open arms, which meant so much to me and I think also to her. Now, my mom is affectionately known as part of the Outlaws. There are 3 female outlaws. There is the Queen of the Outlaws, which is my Aunt Florence. There is the Lady in Waiting, my Aunt Judy, who couldn't be here today. And then my mother is the Lady in Exile. Now, the Baldaccis also I have a cousin. My cousin Tom and Grace have a son, Tommy Jr., who is in the Marines and is in training right now, Grace, in North Carolina. Do you know where he's going to go after that yet? We don't know yet. Please keep him in your prayers. And if the Baldaccis would stand or wave, let us if that wasn't enough, there's another side of the family. That was my stepdad, Frank. When my mom married Frank, one of the people we met right away was my cousin, Alice, who has been just a dear, dear friend to me, to my mom, to Ray, and we love her dearly. And she is here with her significant other, Michael, and his daughter, Michelle. We spend every Thanksgiving with them, and they're just so dear, dear, dear to us. So, this is Alice and Michael and Michelle. Now we have another side of the family. This is the Munyainis. These are my mom's cousins, but it's such a complicated way that they're cousins that I could write a novella or a novel about how they're related. But they're related. So we are all cousins. So we have Rico and Terry and Bob and Marianne, who have been very dear to my mom, and I want to welcome them. group traveled the furthest. It's another side of the family. This was a real surprise to my mom. We didn't let her know that they were coming. But Ray's brother Michael, his partner Christian, and their friend Michael flew in from Seattle for the party. At the end of the year. Michael and Christian are usually here at Thanksgiving. Michael, the other Michael, has been here during the summer, and he learned the hard way. The other Michael, not brother Michael, although they all did, that when an Italian woman says she's paying for dinner, don't mess with her. She practically flew across Ignatz to grab the credit card out of Michael's hand. So we are so honored to have you guys here. Please stand up. Michael, the brother, is in the gray sweater. This is not a side of the family, although they feel like family. My mom started working at the John Gillen Company when she was a senior in high school. Except for 5 years off, she took off when I was first born. She worked until she was 62. Someone said that she was sort of the co-pilot of the John Gillen Company. This group of people are people that she worked with for many years. They still get together for cocktails and dinners and good times. We call them the Gillen Girls, and they're right here. I have two friends of mine that have become friends of Ray's and my mother from the advertising agency, from that part of my life. Diane McKeon and I started working at Jewel Food Stores in their in-house agency in 19... She's younger than me. We were 14 at the time. Diane produced thousands of Jewel Food Stores commercials. She and I worked very closely together. And then I got to meet Diane's friend Barb, who became a dear friend. Barb is now producing Jewel commercials for another agency. They're both still an advertising agency. They've been so kind to my mom. They take her to free readers, they take her out to dinner, and we're so happy to have them here. Diane and Barb. This next guy gets a category all by himself. Jim Nannini. Jim was a friend of my mom's and my dad's and my stepdad's for many, many years. He was married to Lil Nannini, also unfortunately died way too young. And he was, Frank, you would be interested in this, he was part of D-Day, right? In World War II. Frank is also a World War II veteran. The two of you need to get together later. He was my confirmation sponsor and a good friend. He and his wife were such good friends of my mom's.
I stood up for their wedding.
She stood up for their wedding, and he's also very, very close to the Baldacci, so he's in the Baldacci section, but he gets an applause all by himself. Of course, there's Ray and me. This December, Ray and I will have been together 15 years. And Mom's love and support and kindness and generosity has just meant the world to us. So I just want to express that. Mom lived most of her 90 years in Cicero. She was 1 year in Italy. My grandfather sent my grandmother and her and my Uncle Roy to live in Italy because he was going to send them there and move and live there. This was back in the 1930. So they were there for about a year. His sisters wrote back to him and said, "You really don't want your family to be here now in Italy. Have them come home." So he did. She lived in Cicero, except for that 1 year, for 90 years. 53 in the house that she still lives in now. She, just think of it, she has seen, in Cicero, she's seen everybody from Al Capone to Betty Lauren Muffin. Not many people that can say that.
That's true.
When she's, and just think of what she's seen and what she's done. When she started out at Gillis, she was doing stenography. She went to a manual typewriter. She went to an IBM Selectric, which they gave her as a retirement gift. And then, before we even got one, she got a computer. She is on the computer a lot. She emails to cousins in Italy in Italian. She does spreadsheets. I don't know how to do a spreadsheet. She does spreadsheets on the computer for the free readers. She keeps us fiscally sound. She's looking up health info. I mean, just the breadth of those years to go from no phone to computer. Unbelievable. Mom took a streetcar with her father to the World's Fair in Chicago in 1933. She took trips in a car to Michigan with my dad. She took jets to Hawaii and Italy with my stepdad, Frank. And just last week, she took a car trip by herself to Harlem in '86 where she passed her driver's license. I've learned many lessons from my mom. The three that I think of the most are, you eat too fast. When you bring spaghetti home, leftovers, when you cook it the next day, make sure you put it in a pot with a little bit of butter. And the third one is, family and friends mean everything. I see it here today. I'm so glad you could be here. Please raise a glass. To my mom, you are one incredible woman. Mangia, tutti a tavola a mangiare!